February 16th, 2023. Spring is right around the corner. Can you believe it? Only 31 days to spring. Wow, I cannot believe it, but I am ready. Ready for spring. I am so sick and tired of sore throats and yuckies and headaches and red eyes. And you know what? That's what me and my family keep passing around. And I've heard it from so many other people that their families have the same issues. I'll be so glad. But you know what? Spring brings other challenges. So it seems like we always have something to complain about. Don't complain. Be happy. Smile. Make the best of it. You know what? I went outside this morning with my cup of coffee in one hand and had the three fur babies running around the yard, and I noticed green stems with little yellow flowers. And it's only February 16th. I can't believe it. They're early. We usually don't get them for a few more weeks. But you know what? Mother Nature is crazy this year. And I live in North Texas in the United States. I know I have a lot of friends that are from other countries, so I want to make sure everyone knows. We do come live in the U.S., and I am in Texas, north of Dallas. So our weather is, almost 70 yesterday, and now it's turning off cold. So our Mother Nature has our plants and our trees and our flowers completely confused of what season is it? What season is it? And you know what? You never know, right? You just never know what this Mother Nature, the world, gods, the whatever you believe in, the moons and the stars, and but it's all the same. Confusing. So I was looking through the almanac and found out so many things that I should have known, but I did not know until I looked of what I should be doing right now, today, this week. Should have already started last week and should continue through next week. So we are going to talk about what to do. It's only 31 days to spring. Wow, 31 days until spring. And you know what? That reminds me of this top or dress that's in the background. It's long, so it could be for some people a top, and some it could be a dress. It's gorgeous with leggings. It has a white lace here at the top, and it has the little cutout circle, which makes it so cute. And then it has these beautiful floral flowers. And they're still in the colors for this time of year, but it's floral, it's flowers. It reminds us that spring is right around the corner. And when I say right around the corner, only 31 days till spring. Am I repeating myself? Yes, because I want you to remember that is something to get your mojo ready. We are going to talk about mojo because we have Monday Mojo every Monday night at 6:30 Central. But today, Throwback Thursday. What is Throwback Thursday? We go back in time. We realize what was and now what is, and it will remind you. I probably just reminded you that it's almost spring. And then I reminded you that we should be doing something. What should we be planting right now? Oh my gosh. Can you believe it's time to start planting? That's right. That is what our topic is this week. So let's talk. Hashtag Throwback Thursday. If you are listening live while we want you to put in hashtag Throwback Thursday, please. Hashtag Throwback Thursday. Because we do this every Thursday at 11:30 Central for you, with you, about you. What do you want to know? What do you want to listen to? What do you want to hear about? What do you want to learn about? Tell us in the chat, please. Also, put in the chat. I told you where I'm at. Where are you today? Are you on vacation in the Bahamas? Tell us you're listening to us from the Bahamas. But then tell us where you usually listen to us. I live in Texas. I live in Canada. Whatever you want to do, however you want people to remember where you live. So 31 days until spring, and we are off and running. That's right. You are hearing us today from Restream, and we are in so many different social media, and we want you, if you would like to see us on a different social media, let us know, because we're here for you. So shout out. If you are listening to this in our recording, please put in hashtag Throwback Thursday. Let us know where you're listening to us from today. Let us know where you live. We'd like to know where our audience are coming from so we can focus on those areas where we already get listeners and where we need to get listeners. So let us know. It's all about you. Please remember that. We want to hear from you. Please go to our YouTube channel and follow us. Please follow us. Give us tips on our YouTube channel. We know right now it is a mess, and we are working hard on overhauling. I want to say overhauling because that's what I feel like that we are on the edge of doing. Again, we realize it's a mess, but go ahead and follow us. Give us in the chat how you would like for our YouTube to look. What would make it easier for you to go back and look at our Throwback Thursdays or what we are doing? We are rolling out so many things in 2023. Let me tell you, it is a busy, busy year already. We have new product launches at Home Sweet Home Treasures. We brought in our new bedding sheets. I'm telling you, go to homesweethometreasures.net and order your bedding sheets. You will love them. And we have them in so many delicious colors. And you will fall in love with these sheets. They are so soft and so pet friendly. And you will love them. So that is a new product. We have the new books that I have authored in, and we have new products almost every day on our website, but we still want to hear from you. What would you like to see in our homesweethometreasures.net website? Let us know. We want to hear from you. We are always ready for great suggestions. Give us your suggestions. Now, I'm a strong believer. If you are going to complain, that's okay. Put a suggestion with it. Don't complain and not give us answers. That doesn't do any good. That's in everything in life, not just at homesweethometreasures.net. And I tell my family that all the time, my husband and my girls. Now, If you're going to complain, give a help. Help us figure out a solution. If you don't like something, you can shout it out to the world, but give a solution. Give a solution, even if it's just in your head. Some people may judge me for this, but it's okay. It's okay to judge as long as you give a solution. So here is one of my not such a great quality, but it's a human quality, and we all do it. Some of us just don't want to admit it. I will admit it. So I see a lady walking down the road, and she has the tag of her beautiful top or beautiful dress sticking out in the back. Am I going to let her walk around all day, even though I don't know her, with that tag, but she's standing right next to me? No. In my mind, I will say, oh my gosh, why didn't she realize that? I'm just giving an example. But then I might say, excuse me, the tag is sticking out of your top. Did you know that? In the past, before COVID, I would gently walk up next to her and just tuck it in her top for her. And while I was doing it, let her know. But since COVID, people have gotten really touchy about people touching them, standing close to them. So now I will just whisper. I don't say it loudly where everybody can hear. I will just whisper and say, did you know? It's like sometimes people get in a hurry and they go to the bathroom and then they have toilet paper stuck to the bottom of their shoe. I am not going to let that poor person walk around all day with toilet paper stuck to the bottom of their shoe. How embarrassing. I would be embarrassed. But you know what? That's me. I have that personality. Sometimes it's a lot to take in, and I know. But I want everyone to have their mojo smiles on. I want them to feel great about themselves, and I want them to look great. And if I can help them by not having a tag sticking out of their top, or their pants inside out, or the toilet paper stuck on the bottom of their shoe, you know what? I'm going to say something, but gently, kindly, and softly, because everyone doesn't need to hear what you say all the time, but you do need to hear this. Now, I'm also really good about, oh my gosh, that color does not look good on him, them, they, her, it, that baby, that child, that adult, whatever the conversation may be about. Now, this is in my head. Even in my head, I will say, man, orange really don't look great. But if they would put a cream top with that instead of the orange top, it would look exquisite. That is all going off in my head. But guess what? I'm not saying a thing to that person. And you want to know why? Because it doesn't matter what I really think, except for me, as long as that person feels great about how they look today. Because we want to keep the motor going. In the past, because it is Throwback Thursday, in the past, they didn't have so many colors way back when. Today, we have so many shades of white and so many shades of cream and so many shades of pink and so many shades of oranges that we have so many varieties that sometimes we just want to check out different varieties on us in different colors. So there we go. So it's kind of like the same thing with spring. It brings on so much more, so many varieties of plants, the colors of your flowers, the color of clothing you will wear, whatever it is. So let's talk a little bit about what we should be doing and not doing. So Look at that beautiful green. And we can bring out all these beautiful greens. You know, in the winter months, we wear a darker green, but in the spring and summer, we bring out a brighter green in so many different ways. But there's, do you know it is time to start planting? And you're going to go, if I plant something now, it's going to, we still could get a hard freeze. You know, my mom used to call it, what did she used to call it? Mulberry winter. Oh, we can't do the garden now because we still have time for mulberry winter. I really don't know what the heck that is in my mind. Maybe it's, you know, winter temperatures are going to come again and the mulberries are going to grow. I don't know. But we're talking about way back then. My grandfather, my mom's dad, was a number one. Both of my parents and great grandparents and great grandparents all were cotton pickers. That's right. Cotton pickers. I know you're laughing. Who the heck picks cotton by hand? Well, you know what? They were right next to all the other cotton pickers. Okay. And some people think that only African Americans used to pick cotton by hand. Well, that's not true. My parents, my grandparents, great grandparents, great great grandparents, they all picked cotton. And my mother used to talk about how their hands felt and how they bled and how they hurt. And, you know, that's just what they had to do to make ends meet. I mean, that's just it. That was their job. Then times changed where they didn't pick cotton by hand per se, because then the machines came along and started picking most of the cotton, and then they wouldn't have so much to pick. So they had to find other jobs to do because that wasn't money to feed. Because, you know, my grandparents had, my dad's parents and my mom's parents both had 12 and 13 children each. So huge families to feed and try to clothe and give necessities to. No wants, just necessities to live. So therefore, I remember even when I was very young, my mom's dad, my grandpa, he was a farmer. So my grandparents lived in a farmhouse on a lot of acreage, and the man that owned the farmhouse and all the land let my grandparents live there for free. And then he had to farm the land. So he had a tractor that would, you know, dig up the dirt. And then they would by hand plant all these seeds to make different kinds of plants. Now, they also, for free, had a little patch where they got to pick and do their own garden in for free. And they could even use the seeds that were left over from the large planting for their garden. So, but they had to plant what the farmer wanted them to plant, the man that owned the farm. And then they also had to pick the plants for the farmer, the one that owned the farm. So, you know, there was a lot to it, and it was backbreaking. I remember him coming in, and he was older, and he would come in and his back would be hurting and sunburned and the whole thing. But you know what? I never, ever, ever seen them plant food plants inside the house. Regular, you know, I want to look at plants. Yes, my grandmother did that. But eating plants, tomatoes and such, we never planted in the house. Even when my mother, she never planted food plants in the house. No herbs, tomatoes, none of that. But sometimes we did have a garden in the backyard. We didn't live on acreage, just a little garden in the backyard. But that little garden, I remember just a couple of summers we did. I hated it because sunburns, back hurt, hands hurt. Then you had to pick it, and then you had to sit on the porch while all your friends watched, and they didn't have gardens, shell the peas and the green beans and all of that. And it was embarrassing back then to me. We lived on a main street, and then my mom would make us sit out on the front porch, not the back, not in the backyard, but on the front porch, a little front porch, and we would have to shell these peas, and everybody got to see us do that, but nobody else around us did it. I don't know why they did that, but you know what? I was the oldest of four children. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. My dad worked two jobs a lot of times, so it helped feed us. It helped clothe us because that was extra money they didn't have to spend for food. She could buy a few more clothes. I don't know. Maybe that's the reason. But we are learning in today's world that we are getting back to planting. I don't know so much about gardens because so many people live in apartments, town, in the city where it's just, houses are stacked on top of each other. I live in the country, and sometimes I think, wow, we should plant a garden because we do have, a few acreage. But wow, how much work would that be? I'm sorry. I don't think I want to work that hard right now. But I do plant in the house, and I've showed so far, I showed my girls how to plant when they were younger, flowers. I'm a big flower planting person. I have all my flower beds that it is time to get started mulching and getting the leaves all blown out of them. And again, not planting in the yard, but start planting in the house flowers. And I usually plant a few of the herbs and tomatoes to show the grandkids how and where it all comes from. And I don't want them to forget, it doesn't just show up at the grocery store. Even though it just shows up for them, the plants that we eat do come from somewhere. They have to come from some kind of farm, some kind of greenhouse, somewhere. It doesn't just show up at the Walmart distribution center to get out to all the stores, right? So right now it is time to start planting indoors. And we are going to talk more and more about that as we move along. But to talk about making money and groceries being a little bit more expensive right now, and our gas being a little bit more expensive, and our budgets may not be quite ready for all of that, but you know what? Those are necessities, so we must make room to buy groceries. So, are you looking to supplement your income? Join our e-commerce affiliation program. We rolled this program out in the middle of last year, 2022, and we are really, really, really working hard to, let's say, beef it up right now. We want it to become very strong in 2023. We want to bring in more affiliates. We want them to know that it is a free program to sign up. There's no monthly fee for the back office to the website. Everything is at your fingertips. You get your own affiliation link. When you get that link, send it to me. We will make it shorter, make it make sense to you. And then you will start advertising that link. And every time, and I do every time someone purchases with your link, you get paid. That's right. You get paid for sharing that link to your social medias, to your church people, your family, your friends, bulletin boards, wherever, however you want to do it. It's your own way of making money. Okay. As long as it is ethically done, then we want you to do it. And with our purposeful shopping ambassador program, which is our affiliation program, you get paid when you want to get paid. I will give you prime examples. I have one stay-at-home mom, she wants to get paid daily. So anything that is purchased with her affiliation link today, I will pay out tomorrow. And the reason that she wants to do that is to help with gas money, because she's a stay-at-home mom, but her partner goes out to work every day and they put gas in their car every day or every other day. So she wants that money to help with gas. Now, I have a gentleman that helps pay his rent every month. So he wants to get paid on the last day of the month every month, because his rent is due on the first of every month. So whatever he has due to him, he wants to get paid on the last day of the month. So let me tell you how great this is that you can go in the back office at any given time, as many times as you want, and you can see exactly who purchased with your link, how much they purchased with your link, and how much Home Sweet Home Treasures owes you in money, in funds. So there's no secrets, there's no roundabout ways, there's no approximates, nothing. It's all there, black and white, no sneaky peeky. It's all what it is. So we have made it easy for you. So go to homesweethome.treasures.net, click affiliate. It's right on the top of one of those little tabs, affiliate. Fill out the form and get started right now. Don't wait. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Click the link. It takes you less than a minute to fill out the form. Then you will get an email with your affiliate link. Save it. Save your sign-in information. I don't get your password. It'll make my life easier and yours. Write it down. Email it to yourself. Text it to yourself. Whatever you need to do to remember it. Okay? So what a great way to make money fast and easy. Easy. So let's move ahead to plant. So what plant do you think? Put it in the comments. What plant do you think you should be planting right now? And remember, indoors, not outdoors, indoors. You can plant outdoors now if you're in Florida. I don't know. Maybe some of my Florida peeps can comment. Maybe you're not going to get any more colder weather for plants. I don't know. Maybe if you're in California, you can plant now. But I'm talking about the majority. I don't even know if I want to say the majority. So many of our states, countries, Providence cannot plant right now, or you have means of losing it because it could freeze again. So keep that in mind when I say that. In my area, being in Texas, we don't get a lot of freezes, but we do get some. And for some reason, it seems like we've gotten more this year than what we normally get, but I may be wrong. Maybe it just seems that way. What plant can you plant now indoors to be ready for spring? And I'm putting that in the comments so that people can comment on it. Let me know what you think. What in your area are you planting or can plant right now to get ready for spring? So we're going to plant now indoors to be ready to transplant them into the ground for outdoors, weather permitting, in the spring, right? So that's what the objection is right now to do, is get prepared. All right, so what is yours to be ready for spring? Okay. I hope that makes sense. So we want to plant indoors now to be ready for the spring outdoor planting. What plant can you plant now? That sounds confusing, but don't let it. Indoors to be ready for outdoor planting for spring. comment in the comments if you're on the chat now or if you're listening to us in the recording. I know a lot of people can't listen to us till later. They're in meetings, they're at work, they're with the kids, whatever it is. So let us know. Then we also, let's go. Let's find out. It is time to plant basil. Now, I'm sure some people don't like basil or enjoy basil. I love basil. Give me basil in any kind of Italian food. I love it. Even with some of my, I really like it when I don't eat a lot of tomato products because of the inflammation issues I have with my fibromyalgia. But sometimes I will splurge just a tiny bit. And I love pico. You can put basil in your pico with your cilantro. Some people only like basil. Some people only like cilantro with it. But I like a little bit of both sometimes. Or like do some buttered toast with a little bit of basil, olive oil, and chopped Roma tomatoes. Oh, yummy to die for. I love basil on my pizza. I know some of you may not like it. Don't judge. We're all a little different. But what a mighty taste basil gives pizza. When I say that, I don't enjoy it on pepperoni pizza. But give me like a olive oil with garlic sauce on the bottom instead of red sauce and basil. Yum, 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 yum. Okay, so it is time to plant your basil. Did you know that? Plant it indoors now. It will be ready for spring in and about around 31 days from now. So plant your basil now. So this weekend, tomorrow, Saturday, or Sunday, I think I'm going to go to the feed store and see if they have the seeds available for basil. I know sometimes you can get plants at, and I buy a lot of my plants from the feed store or from Lowe's or Home Depot or some of the other stores that will carry. But a lot of times those stores that carry plants don't carry seeds, so I can find them in the feed store. And that, some towns may not have a feed store. I do have two if they haven't closed because I haven't been there since last year. Well, probably since Halloween because I always go get a couple of bales of straw or hay for decor. But I have two in the downtown Sherman area where I live, and I will go there and try to purchase seeds for my basil this weekend so I can start planting indoors. And I'm really letting you know indoors. So now don't get off of here and say, oh my gosh, LaDonna from Home Sweet Home Treasures from that Throwback Thursday show told me to go ahead and plant basil outdoors. No, it all depends on your environment. If your environment is still going to have freezing weather, attempt freezing weather, please do not plant outdoors, okay? But indoors, make sure there's somewhere they can get sunlight. Care for them kind of like a cactus, except you will have to water these more often. Now, I do not want you to go purchase pots and starter kits and things like that to plant your seeds in. Remember, Home Sweet Home Treasures is all about the environment. So let me give you some resources on things you may already have at home that you can plant your seeds in. So for my husband, he has about a 45-minute drive every day going to work and coming home from work, commuting back and forth to work. So on the way home from work, he will stop at what we call the Quick Trip. I don't know if you have Quick Trips in your area, but he'll get gas in the mornings or sometimes at night. He tries to do it at night. He'll get gas and he'll get him a Diet Coke. So in these large cups of Diet Coke, so many of us will throw them in the garbage. Do not do that. It takes almost 100 years for some of these cups to decompose back into the earth. Some, not all, some, 100 years. Some more, some less. Either way, too much, too many years. So what you could do is cut off maybe half of that cup, depending on what size, maybe more. Punch a couple of holes in the bottom with maybe a knife or screwdriver. Just be very careful, a drill, whatever you want to use, just to punch a couple of holes, an ice pick, whatever you may have. Put your dirt and mulch in there and plant your seeds. Perfect. Now, you've saved some of the cup from going to the recycling bin or the garbage, but there's also things you can do with the rest of the plastic, but we're not going to work with that today. That's a whole different throwback or Monday Mojo session, but please use those. Even if you go through a drive-through and you get a plastic cup. Styrofoam cups don't work so well only because they sweat too much or they will break apart too easily. So I would say the plastic cups are better. Also, you may already have planters running around. Like if I go buy a plant at the feed store or Lowe's, any of the Home Depot or any of those other places, when I transplant that plant, that flower, whatever it is, into the ground, I keep all of those little plastic containers to use for my seedlings. So you may have some of those running around. So do not buy more. Use what you have. Use your resources around you. Maybe you have just a regular clay planter that you can use, a glass planter that you used to have a plant in, but it died or you replanted. Use those for your seedlings. Don't buy others unless you absolutely have to. There are so many ways. If you don't have plastic cups, maybe you know of someone that does or plants they're not using. Maybe it's a neighbor or relative. Just more resources, more ideas for you. That's what we're all about on Throwback Thursday. That's what LaDonna is all about, giving you resources, giving you ideas. Please save our earth one landfill at a time because we only get one earth. One earth. We don't get another. So let's make it as clean, as friendly, as happy as possible. All right, what else can we plant in the house to be ready for spring right now? Right now, this week, maybe you already did it. Give us some ideas. Bell peppers. Bell peppers. Wow. All right, so grab the seedlings. Remember, don't buy pots, planters. Use what you have. Use what your neighbors have. Be resourceful, saving the earth one landfill at a time. Plant those bell peppers now. Go get the seedlings. Some of your stores may already have the plants that you can purchase, talk to, baby, water, and get ready for outdoor planting for later. Seedlings cost a little less. I noticed during the pandemic, plants became very, very expensive. So keep in mind, you still have time to buy the seeds, which are cheaper, easier on your budget, and can do the same thing because you can't plant outdoors yet anyway. Okay? It's not too late to seed. All right. What other thing do you think we should be planting besides our basil and our bell peppers? What do you think? What have you already planted indoors? What is your ideas? What else can we plant? Come on, give me some suggestions. Comment. I do know that I believe it is tonight. I'm sorry, Mark Lyons. I don't remember the time, maybe 7. Look up Mark Lyons, Lyons, Mark Mark Lyons, Lyons. He is having a class, a live, a group, whatever you want to call it, on mushrooms. I cannot wait. I am really excited on his class. I am trying to look up in my calendar right now when that may be, and obviously I don't have it right in front of me, but please, please, please look up. Okay, I have it. It is Tuesday, February 21st, at 7 to 8 p.m. Central Time. Now, Eastern, that's going to be 6 o'clock. Okay, that's going to be 8 o'clock Eastern. Figure it out. I don't know. Those time zones get me all confused. But for my time zone, it's Central Time. It is 7 p.m. Central Time. You can find Mark on Facebook and on LinkedIn. It is on the events page. And Mark, we're giving you a big old shout out without you knowing it. But I am so excited about mushrooms. How to grow, when to grow, how to eat. I mean, the whole works. And I'm really excited because I don't know if you know it or not. Mushrooms should be a huge part of your eating plan, your dietary plan. I love mushrooms. I have one daughter that only likes mushrooms cooked a certain way in certain items. Some don't like mushrooms at all, but maybe you can find a way to hide the taste if you don't like it. I love that earthy taste. To me, if you can cook, bake, roast, saute, mushrooms to me taste so much like meat sometimes if they're cooked a certain way. And they're so good for our bodies. They're so good for our dietary, our systems to keep us running the way we should. And they have no inflammatory that I know of. I have done a lot of research. I've talked to a lot of dietitians. They all tell me the same. Mushrooms are a great source of your vitamins and how you feel and the way your body functions. So please, please try to get in on his event. And again, that is on Tuesday, February 21st for 1 hour only at 7 Central Standard Time. Reach out to Mark if you cannot find it. It is on his event page, and Mark is in LinkedIn and in Facebook for sure. So you can find him and get included on that event. Mark is fabulous, and you're going to love everything he has to say. I am sure of that. So what else should we be planning? Broccoli. Again, some love broccoli, some don't love broccoli. You know what? Everything's not for everyone. I have a 3-year-old grandson that will not eat a burger, but loves broccoli. He will not eat a hot dog, but loves broccoli with a little bit of garlic on it. So get that. I don't know. I don't know why, but it is what it is. Now, when he turns 8, he may hate broccoli. I don't know. I remember being a young child that my mom went through a fad that she was really great. I'll give kudos to her about it. She wanted all 4 of us to eat great. This is a positive thing about my mom. She wanted us kids to eat as good as she knew how for us to eat. Now, back then she did not know. I don't know if everyone else knew. Maybe they did, but in our household, she did not know any better. She didn't know about canola, peanut oil, avocado oils, whatever. Maybe they weren't around. I don't know. She cooked a lot in lard and bacon grease and vegetable oils. I didn't hear about canola oils or any of the rest till I was way older, married, moved out, moved on. Okay. Even my daughters have taught me so much about eating because you're raised one way. So it becomes, if it's not a mission, if you're not a dietitian or teaching people how to eat or whatever, it's not your number one mission. So, I mean, it wasn't mine. It should have been, but it wasn't. But my mom went through this phase where she had all of us eating great foods, but she would add cheese to it. You know, she would buy the canned asparagus because that's what we could afford. And then she would drain it, and none of us liked it. So she would add cheese. And when I say cheese, I'm talking like she would get the blocks of Velveeta cheese, melt it and put it on there. Things like that. Whatever's the cheapest cheese, that's what she melted and put on there for the week. I remember her buying the block because it would last several meals because it was so huge and it was really cheap. I don't know if it's still cheap because I don't buy Velveeta cheese that often. But back then it was really cheap and it would last. And there was 6 of us, so 4 kids and my parents. So she would do broccoli with cheese, asparagus with cheese, whatever it took for us to eat a little healthier. She thought it was healthier. I know some of you are saying that's not healthier. She's adding cheese to it. Okay, back then it was healthy. It wasn't all fried food, so because we eat a lot of fried foods, fried chicken, French fries, fried pork chops. And I'm not talking just a little bit of sauteed oil. I'm talking deep fried potatoes, deep fried everything. And it was usually done in lard. Or she would save the bacon grease and put it in a coffee can because she would buy her coffee in big cans because she would drink, couple of pots a day of coffee. So she would empty the can, wash it out, and then she would pour the grease in it. And then she would reuse it in different meals. So there it is. And you know what? My grandparents did the same thing. Or she would buy the lard, but she never threw it away. It went into the bacon grease. Everything went into it, okay? And she would just keep frying in it. So, but we can plant our broccoli now. So I'm going to the feed store this weekend, and I'm sure there's some other things that we can plant right now. But I looked up for my area, which is considered North Texas, because North Texas is literally like North Dallas and towards the Oklahoma border, I guess. That's where I'm at. So North Dallas or north of Dallas. So in that region, that's what I can plant right now. But I'm sure there's other things. And you can research your almanac, and there's a lot of resources online. And maybe later on today, I'll add that to the website. And we all know what the website is, homesweethometreasures.net. And I will add, and this recording automatically goes to the website and our YouTube. So please check it out. Check out our YouTube, become a follower. Check out our website, and you can get the recordings there. And there's always other tabs there for free stuff, cutouts, drawings, coloring, whatever it may be. So grab a hold of that. And, everything's not for, we don't sell everything. We give away also. All right. With that, we also need your Google reviews. Please, please leave us a Google review. Go to Google, put in Home Sweet Home Treasures, and give us a business Google review. We have outstanding reviews. We are so, so, so proud of the love that our viewers, our buyers, our listeners, even if we purchase from you, leave us a review. If you listen or love our Throwback Thursdays, give us a review. The same thing with Monday Mojos. If you are on selling on the spot marketplace with me and you've heard me talk and you've heard we just had my launch last on Tuesday. I was just blown away with all the love that I received from that launch. I will tell you. Please leave us a review. It's all about the reviews to keep that algorithm going, okay? So please, let's do it. It takes less than a minute. So there's no reason for you to do it. We know that your time is valuable. Your lunch time could be ending. Maybe you only caught half of us. Remember, go to the recording. Watch us over and over again. Share us with your friends. There's plenty to go around. We have so many resources for you, so much to say, so much to give you. We're just really happy to be a part of your lives and your family. And so to tell you a little bit about me, I am LaDonna Maccabee. I am a 3-time author in 3 different books. Read my stories. They're a little different, but all about the same, about life, about different kinds of life. Maybe you're going through something in your life, and maybe by reading one of my stories or one of the other stories in the book, Cinderella Monologue, I think there is called The Cinderella Monologue. I think there's 22 of us ladies in there, and it's about what we have lived through. Maybe something in our childhood or earlier adulthood, but we are still inspired with life, and we still made something with ourselves. We still achieved something. So read one of those stories. Read all 22 of those stories. I have the Cinderella Monologue. Get ready. In homesweethometreasures.net for sale. When you purchase from me, I will give you an autograph and a $5 gift card for your next purchase. So please go there, purchase that book. Then we have another book that I was in called The Wow, Wonders, Nuggets of Life. Come on, wow. How many times a day do you say, wow, you're blown away by something? These stories will blow you away. There's stories about someone's life. I think there's like 15 of us in this book. I may be off a little. And it's different stories about different things. It's not all about the same thing. And you can also purchase the playbook to go along with it, where you can write your notes. It gives you more ideas and suggestions of how to handle everyday solutions or once of a lifetime solutions. Just ideas that help you get through situations. And maybe it's not the same situation as one of our stories, but it's similar, and it can help you get through it. Because let me tell you, how you handle your situations or a family situation can better help the person that's going through it. I remember in my life, there's so many things that I could have taken a really negative approach about it and still be hidden under the blankets or hidden under the bed like I used to be as a child. I'm not hidden anymore. I speak out to everyone. Please read these stories. You will be blown away. Again, the Wow book can be found at homesweethometreasures.net. Autograph, signature, $5 gift card, and the playbook can also be purchased as a bundle or just the regular reading book. Also, it's not on the website yet. Marielle and I will try to get it on the website today. It's called Among Us. It is the messy lives. I always want to call it our messy lives, but that's just the subtitle. And again, there's like 8 or 9 of us that collaborated together, wrote these amazing stories for you to help others. It helps others thrive in this world, come above, make history. Know that you're not alone. That is the key words. Know that you're not alone. I am a virtual designer. I can help you with your virtual designs. Are you needing a new logo? Are you needing your already logo enhanced, but you don't know how, or maybe you know how and don't have time? Maybe you need to brainstorm with someone. I'm your girl. I can help you. Selling on the spot marketplace licensee. Yes, I'm a new licensee. Oh, if you have not visited Selling on the Spot Marketplace, you are losing out. We are growing every day, and we are happy people to help each business owner, to help each grow ideas, suggestions. I am also, for almost 18 years now, the owner of Home Sweet Home Treasures, offering you an eco-friendly e-commerce website that is safe for you to shop for all of your new and tag, new, light new, pre-loved, and vintage items. Let us help you. We will be your buying assistants. Let us be and help you shop for the things that you want, but you don't have time to shop for, or you're looking for a certain item and you can't find it. I probably have it, or I can find it for you. I'll give you the best customer service on your autograph books, your Selling on the Spot marketplace connections, and on all your jewelry, clothing, home, and office decor. No matter if it's new with tag, light new, pre-loved, or home and office decor of vintage items. Vintage. We all love vintage. We even have custom made items. And again, we just expanded on our bedding collections. I'm talking to a lady this after. Let me back up. I talked to a couple of ladies yesterday about bringing in different kinds of cards and ledgers and different items that are custom made with love that you could possibly be purchasing from Home Sweet Home Treasures very soon. I have another lady I'm talking to today about expanding on something completely new for our website that we have never had for sale before. We are getting ready to roll out a program that will collaborate a whole lot of things in one big bundle to help you grow as an individual or business. It can be either or both, and you're going to fall in love with it. So again, we know your time is valuable. We are going to go ahead and end our Throwback Thursday for today on February 16th. You have a wonderful sunshine, smiling day. And you know what? Trade your smile for someone else, to someone else. Give a smile today. If it's someone you can hug, give a hug. But you know what? If you're at the gas pump here and you see a mom over here and the kids are screaming and yelling and she's trying to pump gas and she's trying to keep them calm and she reaches over to you, don't nod your head. Don't roll your eyes. Just look at her with big eyes and smile. If you're next to her, just say, honey, I wish I could tell you it's going to be better. It's just going to get different. Enjoy it. You're going to miss these days one day. Because you know what? When these terrible 2s and 3s become 16 and 17, woo! It just became different. It's different. It doesn't get better. It just gets different. And you know what? Lots of love to my girls. I have two beautiful, wonderful, independent, loving life, living life to the fullest, adult girls in their 30s. And let me tell you, it doesn't get easier being their mom. It just gets different. And they know that. I tell them that. It kids give you different feelings, but so does life. It just gets different. You know what? Enjoy it, because let me tell you, my daughter that's got a 17-year-old son will take the terrible twos and threes back right now. He's not bad. He's not ugly. He's not destructive, but he's different. He's an adult right now. They all think they're adults at 17 and 18, even at 19, but they're still on mom and dad's health plan. Most of them are still living under their roof. Most of the parents are still feeding them. Most of them are still on the cell phone programs and the car insurance, and most of them are still driving their cars. So, but they're adults. They are adults. Their own minds up, and they can make their own decisions. Yes, by law they can, but they drive us crazy. But we still love them. Again, it don't get easier. It just gets different. Smile and make the best of it, because you will miss it one day. I promise you. All right. Love you all. So glad you were here. Do not miss Monday Mojo on Monday night at 6:30 Central. We talked about Mark Lyons. I hope I'm saying his name right. Lyons for mushrooms. And don't forget to go buy your seeds this weekend. All right. Happy Thursday.